Hi there, thanks for joining me. So I was struck with the unusual desire here to make a video. I want to talk about my PlayStation 4 collection. I guess talk a bit about the fear of missing out, right? I think that we are in that point in the console cycles where we're transitioning generations, and that is the right time typically to pick up games for the current system, the system that's going out of style, so to speak, that you want affordably, right? It's also like the time to collect things, maybe before they get expensive and things like that. I want to talk about that, and I'd like to talk a little bit about PlayStation 4 games that I might like to get. Okay, so let's go over really briefly. I've put my collection into three piles. Games that I have played a lot of, right? I've played them to my satisfaction. Actually, maybe some of them I haven't even played that much, right? But I don't really intend to go back to play more of them as kind of like, like a pile of shame, like that I don't feel guilty about any of these games. Then we get into more of like an actual pile of shame where it's like, these are games I've played a little bit of, but like I really need to, or I'm like meaning to go back and play them, like they're weighing on my mind a little bit. And then I have like kind of the other pile of shame, which is games that I just haven't played at all, some of which are new, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Let's go over these games really briefly, yeah, so you can see what I'm talking about. So first off, we have Onichan Z2 Chaos, a really fun action game by D2. It's kind of a series about girls in bikinis like fighting zombies. It's super fun. This one's really good, and I played a bunch of it. I'm pretty sure I beat that game, don't really remember exactly. Raiden 5, I've definitely beaten this game. Super fun. I'd like to go back and like replay this some more, but I've definitely like played it through at least once, and it's good. I like it a lot. Project Diva X, this one I actually haven't sunk a lot of time into. I think when I started playing this, I was starting to struggle more with like more acute anxiety issues, and I actually found I couldn't play rhythm games. I probably am better with that sort of thing now. I maybe, but I don't really intend to go back and play a bunch of this. I think I played, like I platinumed the installment before this one on the PlayStation 3, right? So this is one of those, installment series where, like, I'm not that concerned that I haven't played a bunch of this particular installment. Like, it even has songs from the old game on it, right? It just probably has some new songs and some new graphics and things like that. Anyway, I've played enough of that game. Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. This game I've beaten. I love the Neptunia series. I didn't get a platinum, but I've played a bunch of this game. It's great. Natural Doctrine. This was my game of the year for some year. I almost want to say 2016, 15, whenever it was contemporary. It might have been actually even the year after it came out. Super good. This is it's like I almost want to say kind of a tactical strategy game-ish. That's not quite right. Anyway, it's something along those lines. I likened it very much to like a tabletop miniature game, basically, in video game form. Kind of streamlined, obviously in a fantasy setting. I did a whole review on this if you want to check it out. It's super good. I beat the game. I loved it. I'd like to maybe go back and play it again, but it's not like a super big priority. No Man's Sky, I've dumped literally hundreds of hours into this game, or at least like 100 plus, like 150, 200 hours, something like that. It's a great game. I liked it when it first came out. I wasn't like expecting the world from it, and I thought it was really fun. I've played several of the updates since then, and it's still fun. I've had some minor issues with some stuff. It's good. It's really fun game. I've played a bunch of it. Dragon Quest Heroes. This was surprisingly fun, and I played a lot. I know I got too close to the end of this game. I kind of forget if I beat it or not, but I put dozens of hours into this, and I've played enough of it. If I didn't beat it, I don't really need to. I got pretty much to the end, and it was good. Octopus Trip. I did a review of this. I really enjoyed the game. I have issues like with caveats. But it was fun. I liked this game a lot, and I finished it. So I even got a platinum on it. That's I think one of my few platinums. Fallout 4, I've played the heck out of this game. It's great. I did mention the Elder Scrolls and series and Skyrim in my last video. And I'd kind of forgotten about that video where I mentioned how, like, maybe Skyrim isn't that good in comparison to Fallout 4, I think, in my opinion. I did say that I love the Elder Scrolls, games, and I love Skyrim, and I do, right? But I did have some issues with Skyrim, and I've had some issues with the Elder Scrolls games in general. Somehow I like Bethesda's Fallout 3 and 4, I think, better. I enjoy them more. How do you say? I think that they're, like, I play more of them, I guess, than the Elder Scrolls games. I play a bunch of all of them. They're really good, but Skyrim has some issues, I think. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Fortune, I played the heck out of this. Super fun, lots of pretty girls in bathing suits. Lots of fun mini games. It's really great. I love it. Diablo 3. I'm actually playing this right now, the current season. I'm playing this with some buddies, and I've played, again, dozens and dozens, maybe over 100 hours of this game. This is one of the only, like, multiplayer games that I feel like I can really, like, play with my friends, and my friends enjoy playing, and we can just all, like, BS and have fun with. Like, maybe not all, but, like, several of us, at various times have enjoyed playing this game together online. And Dead Rising, which is, I think still I would call it my favorite game ever. Really was happy that they did a PlayStation 4 version, and I have not quite platinumed this on the PlayStation 4. I did get one of the trophies on this version that I had not been able to get on the Xbox version, and then some of the achievements that I've gotten on the Xbox version I haven't gotten the trophies for on this version yet. So technically I would have like a platinum for this if you were able to count my Xbox trophies, but you can't, of course, and I'll platinum this someday. But anyway, those are my PlayStation 4 games that I've really gotten my money's worth out of, so to speak. So this next pile are games that I've played but I'd like to play some more of. Pile of shame, so to speak. We have Neptunia RPG. This was a gift to me, and I played a little bit, but I didn't get super far in it. And it's not a Japanese-developed game. I love the Neptunia characters, so I feel like there's definitely going to be some enjoyment there with the characters, no matter what, right? So I want to go back and play this some more. Next up, kind of forget. I'm sure I've talked about this recently because it was a recent pickup. I just got this not too long ago. I have still only played the prologue, although that was about 2 hours. It was really interesting and engaging. I did try popping this in within the past few weeks, and I kind of bounced off of it, which I don't think has to do with my thoughts about the game or anything. It was just I just didn't feel like playing this that particular night, and I played something else. I'll mention what that is. The Outer Worlds. This is another one I put a handful of hours into it. When I saw a video of this game, I realized that I liked the personality of it, and that's really what sold me on this game. So that, and it also, the gameplay seems similar to Fallout, and that's why I kind of thought it would be a game I could play and enjoy, which I still think it is. I'd like to play some more of it. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think I'd mentioned this in my Christmas loot video. My brother got this for me for Christmas, so I'd really like to play more of this. I said I played an hour of it or something, and I haven't played it, so I'd like to check it out. I've never played Final Fantasy VII at all, so I'd like to experience the story for myself for the first time in the remake. I know this is only the first part of it. There's going to be another, whatever, two parts, something like that. This was also a Christmas gift, and I've started playing this in the past couple weeks. That was when I think I'd thrown this in, and I was like, and then I'm like, well, let me throw in Everybody's Golf, and it's Hot Shots Golf. That's what this series has been called. I really used to enjoy playing this with my buddy, and he got this for me for Christmas, and I've been playing it for I played it for a handful of days, maybe 3 or 4 days. over the past week or two, and it's super fun. Like it's golf, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. Don't know how much more of that I'm gonna play, but I'd like to get a little farther in the game. 248 Shibuya Scramble. This was a gift from my mom, my late mother. I'd really like to keep playing this. So, I've only played the first, whatever, again, like an hour of it or something like that. So I'd really like to get farther in this. It's just supposed to be like a really well-regarded, what you might call a visual novel, which is also something I might be making a video about here pretty soon. Talking about the terms, the ways that we label some of these narrative style, especially Japanese developed games. Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. This was something I imported for myself. Amazingly, it came out here. I wasn't really expecting that. But another D3 developed game with like cute girls, fighting zombies. And I figured it would be kind of like Onichan Z2 Chaos. It kind of is. It seemed like not quite as much fun, but I'd like to play a little bit more of it. Hence why it's on this pile. Next up, Warriors AllStars. This is a cool game. I'm not huge into like Musou, sort of warrior style games, but I don't dislike them either. And there are a few, especially like kind of spin-off types of them that I have played or tried to play in the past. And my buddy got this for me for like my birthday or Christmas a number of years ago. And this one's super cool. I'd say mostly because it has like some of the Dead or Alive characters in it. So anyway, it's fun. It has a mix of characters from other games in it, and it's actually pretty fun. He and I sat down and played this co-op, or I don't know. We just watched each other play or something. Handed off the controller, and it's pretty cool. I'd like to play more of it. Is my point, obviously. Knights of Azure. I put this in and played again like an hour or two of it. I'd like to get back to this. This seems like a cool game. There's a sequel too. Omega Quintet. This one, my buddy actually played quite a bit more of it than I did. I think I either heard from him that it's like it sort of drags on a little bit, or the consensus from reviews and stuff seems to be like, it's like. I played some of it and it was fun enough, so I kind of wanted to play more. I at least would like to like dig into this enough. I mean, I've played a handful of hours of it, but it's been years now, and I'd like to play more. Earthstone. I think I mentioned this in a video and had really positive things to say about it. I really enjoyed what I played of it. It's like a side-scrolling action kind of mission-based game with sort of like a pretty cool art style to it, and I just enjoyed it. I just liked this in particular, so I would really like to go back and keep playing it. I just stopped at one point. Final Fantasy 15. I think this was my game of the year a few years ago. Almost regretted that. I think there was another game in here I kind of wanted to make my game of the year. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's a really good game, but that's the reason why it's on this pile of shame here. I didn't quite beat it. I got pretty far in the game and then I stopped. So I would like to finish this game. Next up is Cyber Dimension Neptune 4 Goddesses Online. This is the Japanese version. There has been a US localization of this. I played a little bit of this, and then, again, I just sort of bounced off of it. I'd like to go back and play more of this. I don't have to like every Neptunia game. I feel like maybe I'm forcing myself a little bit with this one, but I did have high expectations for it. It is one of the action-oriented games. I don't think that this one was developed by oh no, maybe it was. Idea Factory, Compile Heart, and Tamsoft. Okay, so I guess this was another Tamsoft game. I think maybe Tamsoft develops them, and then they're associated with D3. I don't know if they're like an imprint or D3 just like tends to publish them or something. But at any rate, so yeah, I mean even the other like Tamsoft action games I've enjoyed enough to play, right? So I want to play more of this. I really like the conceit of this too, just in general, because it's like the online game that the girls play in the series. So I want to play more of that. And then this last pile is the games I haven't played at all, basically. and some of them are new, and that's kind of where this video comes in particular. So, of course, this gift that I got from Onichan, really excited to check this out, but I haven't played it at all yet. BB Tune, whatever. The, like, virtual idol Neptunia game. Really looking forward to that. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I have not heard a single bad thing about this. It looks great. I just haven't played it yet. Shenmue 1 and 2. I had spoken a while ago about wanting this to kind of be my next game that I played, and I just still haven't opened it and put it in. But I really would like to play Shenmue 2 because I had never finished that, so I can play Shenmue 3 because I love the Shenmue series. I love Shenmue 1. I loved what I played of Shenmue 2, but again, at some point, for some reason, I did stop playing it, so I want to go back and play it. Toho Genso Rondo Bullet Ballet. I haven't really played this, and I think I know what I'm getting into with this. It's very similar to Wartech, I think. Kind of an arena style, like, versus fighter, although I don't know that it's like 2-player, I guess. So yeah, it's 1 to 2 player. But you're basically playing like shoot 'em up ships, right? Obviously from Toho, right? So you know, I think this is sort of a budget title from Nippon Ichi, but I want to play it. It seems pretty cool. Battle Worlds Chronos. This was just a game that I got because it was cheap at GameStop at one point. It's like some kind of turn-based strategy game. It looks kind of cool, honestly. I at least want to check it out. Really, mostly, I think it was literally like maybe less than $10 at one point, or I had some credit or something, and it was a little earlier on in the PlayStation 4's life cycle too, so there weren't like a ton of games out at the time. And anyway, it was cheap, and I wanted to check it out. I haven't played it yet. Atelier Sophie, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Book. This was another one that I picked up really cheaply. It was, I think, less than $15. It was just, I don't know, GameStop had it cheaply. It was probably used or something. You know, I haven't played a ton of the Atelier series. I think in the video I did about the games, the most games that I have in series video, something like that. I have a ton of games in this series, and I haven't played very many of them at all. I would like to check that out. I would like to check out more of the series in general. Tokiden Kiwami. Once I saw some videos of this, I really liked the looks of it, and I haven't played this yet. Gravity Rush 2. I did play Gravity Rush 1 and really enjoyed what I played of it. Again, I kind of stopped partway through, though. I'd like to finish that game and play Gravity Rush 2. This is like a European version of this, and I was bummed out about that. Like, my folks had gotten it for me as a gift from like Amazon or something, but it's actually okay. I think the game information is the same thing, it's just the package is in like a few different, you know, European languages, but like the game's in English, so no worries. I have popped it in and checked it out, but I haven't played much. This was a gift, Deception for the Nightmare Princess. The Deception games are really fun, and I actually played some of the not Nightmare Princess version of this on the PlayStation 3, but I have this PS4 version. I would play this. The Deception games are super fun. I'm kind of glad that they brought them back a little bit. And Yakuza 6. I had, you know, probably seen this in a pickups video. I need to play this. I have played 4, and I put 40 hours into 5, so I kind of want to finish 5 and then play 6. And I've gotten 2 new games, so these are technically pickups that I'm showing you guys for the first time. And it's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because, you know, my buddy has just been mentioning a couple games he's been playing, and I've been playing some games online with a couple of my friends more, and it's kind of reminding me how I like to play video games, right? You know, one of my friends is like, oh hey, like this game is super cheap, you know, I picked up such and such for the PS4, and it was just reminding me like, oh, like I kind of wanted to check that game out too, right? And I'm thinking, oh, if I can get it now for whatever, you know, $20-30 or something like that, maybe I'll get that. And so that's getting me into this fear of missing out, and the fact that this is a good time to collect, games, so to speak. I don't I don't really want to be collecting these games necessarily the way that I have sometimes in the past. But if I want to get some of these games cheaply while they're available, now is the time. So I picked up Space Hulk Tactics. This is a game that I'm going to play with that friend, right? He and I used to play Space Hulk. We play Warhammer together a little bit, and especially with the pandemic, still going on. Thank goodness my vaccination is scheduled in less than a week. My first shot anyway. But we're planning to play this online together. It's pretty much, from what he has said, like the single best attempt, successfully to translate the tabletop version of Space Hulk to a video game. So that is something that I'd be interested in playing, especially with him. We used to play Space Hulk, and it was fun. I also picked up Zonkey Zero last beginning. This, honestly, I don't know a whole lot about, but this is getting into this thing where it's like some of these games are affordable now. I don't want to say this was necessarily cheap, but the two of these games together was like significantly less money than you would spend on a single new game, right? And they were both new games, but I mean like a full-priced new game. So, it's like effectively, let's see, fight for survival in real-time battles to unearth the truth of your newly cloned bodies. Why are you here? And just who exactly are you? So, it seems like kind of a mystery story set, I think, on an island. Play as the last 8 survivors of humanity to discover the sin tying them together. Anyway, it sounds very cool. It's developed by Spike Chunsoft, and I want to say it's like an RPG. I want to say this is a dungeon crawling RPG. But anyway, I wanted to check it out, and I bought it. So now we come to the main thing. So I think one is I want to approach getting new games on this system from here on out as I think maybe kind of like my rules that I had before, where like I need to play a couple of these games that I already have to as complete as I want to before I start getting a whole bunch of new games. But I also think I want to make a list of games that I want to get for the PlayStation 4 while the getting's good, right? So, I would like for you guys to give me suggestions. Like, what games do you think I should get for the PlayStation 4 right now, right? My buddy mentioned the Yakuza developers had done that Fist of the North Star game, right? I'd almost completely forgotten about that. I guess it's pretty cheap right now, and like he picked that up and he's enjoying it, and I was like, I should get that. There's quite a few other things that I am interested in. Things like Disaster Report 4. That looked super interesting. Sakura Wars, right? I kind of intended to get that, maybe even earlier. And there's like, there's the other Yakuza games that came out. I don't have Yakuza 0 at all. There is the remake of like 1 and 2. I haven't played those. I want this to be a playing collection, for the most part. But again, I think that fear of missing out is coming in a little bit too. I don't want to miss out, right? I think to a certain extent, I don't want to be, when I get into these periods of time in a video game's console's life cycle, I don't want to have missed, let's say, that game that 5 years from now or even 6 months from now everyone's going, oh my gosh, it's now $200 on eBay or something. Let me know what you guys think that you would like to not miss out on for the PlayStation 4. I didn't write a list or anything, right? So I'm not going to be able to share with you all the things that I would like to not miss out on the PlayStation 4. But stuff like that. I'd definitely like to hear in the comments what you guys think, because what you should be seeing maybe over the next year could be me doing some pickups videos, and maybe it's going to be a little bit of a I forget what gen this is, but you know, a PlayStation 4 Voodoo video of, you know, some of the stuff that maybe I think is going to be collectible, or at least would be nice to have. But that's where I am with my PlayStation 4 collection. I just wanted to share that with you guys today. I hope it was interesting, and I hope you'll join me again for more video game and anime related videos. Take care, guys. Okay, so this might be an extra on this video. I'm just gonna feed my snake. I have a little corn snake. I'm gonna feed him a thawed frozen mouse. If you don't like snakes, if you don't like the idea of watching them be fed, I would skip this part and just watch my next video when it comes out. But if you'd like to see Houdini get fed, I'm gonna feed him right now. Here's our boy. Hey dude, what's that? What is it? Oh, yeah. Did you get it? Good job, bud. Okay. He's gonna like some privacy while he eats. But yeah, I just thought I would share that. It's just a fun thing. I feed him once every week and a half. And, you know, I don't relish the idea of, like, you know, that mice have to die so my snake can survive, but I eat meat personally, and we have a cat in the house. She hunts mice outside. I trap mice in the house that are getting into our cupboards and stuff. I mean, it's just, you know, it's a part of life, and I enjoy the idea of my pet being fed and happy and cared for, and that's what I'm doing when I feed him. So I hope that was enjoyable. Catch you guys next time.